If you're like most people, getting paid is a moment of relief and excitement. But what happens next? Do you spend your money on things you don't need, or do you make a plan for your finances? In this video, I'll share with you 6 things you should do when you get paid, so you can make the most of your money and start building the life you want. So if you're ready to take control of your finances and make some positive changes, keep on watching. Number 1, pay yourself first. When it comes to managing your finances, the first thing you should always do is pay yourself first. I know it might sound counterintuitive, but trust me, it's a game changer. Think about it like this. When you get your paycheck, what's the first thing you do? Most people start paying their bills or go out and splurge on something fun. But here's the thing. If you don't prioritize your savings, it's easy to fall into the trap of overspending and not having enough left over to put away for the future. That's where the concept of paying yourself first comes in. Treat your savings account like a bill that needs to be paid each month. Set aside a portion of your paycheck right away before you start paying bills or having fun. This way, you're making sure you're saving for your future first, and then using the rest of your money to cover your expenses and enjoy your life. Warren Buffett, one of the most successful investors of all time, once said, "Do not save what is left after spending, but spend what is left after saving." This quote perfectly sums up the importance of paying yourself first. So if you haven't started paying yourself first yet, it's time to start. Make a plan to save a certain amount of money each paycheck and stick to it. Even if it's just a small amount, it's better than nothing. By prioritizing your savings and making it a non-negotiable part of your budget, you're setting yourself up for financial success in the long run. Number 2, invest at least 20% of your income. I know investing can be daunting, but hear me out. Investing at least 20% of your income is the second thing you should do when you get paid. I promise you the effort is worth it in the long run. Sure, investing comes with risks, but so does everything else in life. As Warren Buffett says, risk comes from not knowing what you're doing. So the key is to do your research and educate yourself on the ins and outs of investing. One common mistake people make is thinking they have all the time in the world to start saving or investing. But time is a valuable asset that we cannot buy back once lost. Don't wait until you have more money or until your next payday to start investing. Begin with the little you have now and watch it grow over time. Of course, I'm not suggesting you invest your entire income. Warren Buffett recommends setting aside at least 20% of your net worth to invest. This amount should be seen as a minimum, as you will still have other expenses to take care of. Use this portion of your income to acquire assets such as land, stocks, portfolios, or rental properties that will provide you with an extra source of income. If you're living paycheck to paycheck or have credit card debt, investing may seem like a far-off goal. But remember, investing is a way to secure your financial future and achieve financial freedom. Make investing a priority, even if it means cutting back on expenses in other areas. Over time, a portfolio of decent investments can make a significant difference in your financial stability and long-term goals. Number 3, save for emergencies. I totally get it. Saving for emergencies may not seem like the most exciting thing to do with your hard-earned money. But trust me, it's a necessary step in securing your financial future. Think of it as your safety net, your buffer against unforeseen events that could potentially derail your financial goals. You might be wondering, why bother saving for emergencies when you've already paid yourself? Well, the truth is, paying for yourself is just the first step towards financial freedom. Setting aside money for emergencies is the second step, and just as important. You never know when life will throw you a curveball, whether it's a sudden job loss, a medical emergency, or a home repair. Without a safety net, you could be forced to rely on credit cards or loans, which can lead to debt and financial stress. Now, I know it can be tempting to dip into your pay-yourself fund when unexpected expenses arise, but trust me, it's much better to have a dedicated emergency fund. That way, you won't have to worry about depleting your long-term savings or investments. Plus, Having an emergency fund can actually help you stay on track with your financial goals. You'll have peace of mind knowing that you're prepared for the unexpected. So how do you go about saving for emergencies? Warren Buffett has some great advice. When you set out to do this, strictly define emergencies. A phone or car upgrade is not an emergency. If your car suddenly breaks down, or you have to pay unexpected hospital bills, that is an emergency. Once you've defined what constitutes an emergency, calculate how much you would need to survive if you lost your source of income. Multiply that amount by 6 to 9 months and aim to save up to that amount. Number 4, budget. Creating a budget is not just about limiting your spending. It's about making intentional choices with your money. It's like creating a roadmap to your financial goals. You wouldn't start a road trip without a map or GPS, would you? Well, the same goes for your money. You need a plan to guide your spending. Once you have a clear picture of your spending habits, it's time to create your budget. Start by listing your fixed expenses, such as rent or mortgage, utilities, and transportation costs. Then allocate a portion of your income towards these expenses. Next, allocate a portion towards savings, such as an emergency fund, retirement, or a down payment for a house. After you've allocated funds towards your fixed expenses and savings, you can allocate the remaining funds towards your variable expenses, such as groceries, dining out, and entertainment. Be sure to set limits for these expenses so you don't overspend. Number 5, pay your debts. All right, let's talk about paying off your debts. It's not the most exciting thing to do when payday comes around, but it's definitely necessary. After all, you don't want to be carrying around that debt for longer than you have to, right? So why pay your debt when you get paid? Well, for starters, it's a great way to prioritize your financial obligations. Once you pay your bills, the next thing on your list should be paying off any debt you owe. This ensures that you're not spending money on other things and then scrambling to pay off your debts later on. And let's not forget about high-interest debt. It's especially important to tackle this first because the longer you take to pay it off, the more money you'll end up paying in interest. And nobody wants to spend all of their hard-earned money on interest payments, right? Warren Buffett stated, "It's not debt per se that overwhelms an individual, corporation, or country. Rather, it's a continuous increase in debt in relation to income that causes trouble." Now, I know what you're thinking, but I want to enjoy my money and not think about my debts. Believe me, I get it. But paying off your debts when you get paid is actually a great way to relieve yourself of financial stress. By taking care of your debts right away, you're lifting a huge weight off your shoulders and giving yourself some peace of mind. Number 6, keep some cash. Keeping cash as the 6th thing to do when you get paid may not be the most exciting option, but it's definitely worth considering. First off, let's take a look at 2 of the most successful investors in the world, Warren Buffett and Charlie Munger. These guys are big fans of keeping cash reserves. They have even said that they like to keep at least $20 billion in cash on hand for emergencies and unexpected opportunities. And if it's good enough for them, it's definitely worth considering for everyone. I know we're living in a digital age where everything seems to be done online, but having physical cash can be extremely helpful. Imagine going to a local market or a street vendor and they only accept cash. Or what if there's a power outage and you can't use your credit or debit card? In these situations, cash can save the day. Plus, having cash can help you control your spending. If you withdraw a set amount of cash at the beginning of the week or month, you can limit your spending and avoid going over your budget. It's easier to overspend when using a credit card or a digital wallet because you don't physically see the money leaving your hands. And finally, let me share with you a quote from Warren Buffett himself. "Cash, though, is to a business as oxygen is to an individual. Never thought about when it is present, the only thing in mind when it is absent," Buffett said. When bills come due, only cash is legal tender. Don't leave home without it. In an interview, he mentioned that he always carries around $400 or $500 in cash. It shows that even the Oracle of Omaha recognizes the value of having physical money. If you enjoyed this video, guys, make sure to subscribe to the channel, like the video, and watch this one as well.